course, it's not all of them that go back. Yeah, so a lot of cultural differences. I don't have any preference.
Yes, but being Nigerian doesn't mean you have the same cultural background. Yeah, because you fear being with someone and the person is looking for money.
There's a high risk of somebody framing you up. You might not even notice that she's beautiful because you're filled with that spirit to get the job done.
To get to work.
And to get to work and
not be late.
And not be late.
Because marry someone age bracket.
Because you feel should be close to menopause. Exactly. 27 is that old?
No. Point you raised about age is very, very important because for you to be a lady and you're working here, you must have gone through the school, did some even postgraduate studies before you get a job. And on average in Nigeria, on the average, you're already like maybe 27.
Exactly, my 27 is that old?
Not how about the age of the man, of the guy that is in the picture?
Okay.
Because there is a friend of mine, a colleague. So he met this girl. He's 29. He met this girl. Yes, and very beautiful girl according to him. Yeah, was like the kind of picture of the girl he had in mind. Yeah, but when they started interacting, he got to know. I told him that she was 30 years and the guy was 29. Then that was last year. Just because of that.
And it couldn't work.
It couldn't work.
But it's just 1 year.
Just 1 year. Yeah. We are all Nigerians.
Age is
so
a very big barrier.
A very big. I mean.
But I also know people who prefer them older.
Well, yeah. Let percentage. Yeah, might. Yeah. But you know what? Getting married to someone that is older than you as a man comes with a lot of things, which some people can accommodate, while majority, which I'm sure can.
You mean
let me tell you this. I do think that majority of the guys, or some guys, would want something intimate with an older lady, but when it comes to marriage, they would want a younger.
Yeah, I think I agree with
a younger guy.
Yeah, I agree with you in that aspect. Yeah, because yeah, just like what is obtainable everywhere. Yeah, I don't want to mention where I was, but I do see loads of couples there. So, and I know their ages, all of that. So most times, in fact, more than 90% of the time,
the guys are older.
Of course, the guys are mostly older, but it still doesn't mean that there are people who could not compromise. See somebody you like, just because of 1 year, let her go.
I think you're trying to put this like we're the one in the picture. We are telling you that
our own perspective.
We are telling you that this is
okay from your perspective. You wouldn't marry somebody who is even a month older than you are.
Well, I never considered it before.
I can't even marry someone.
It's just like individual choice.
Oh, you can't marry someone within your age bracket.
No. Just his choice. It doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make it right.
No, I know. So I'm aware.
If someone is not comfortable with marrying, which I'll tell you that most guys are not comfortable marrying people that are older than them, I wouldn't just go deeper. But I think it's based on individual choice and what is obtainable mostly in the society, both here in the UK and back at home. For instance, when you see someone approaching an older lady, then you see this kind of, or someone marrying an older lady, there's this kind of news wave that goes around it. Which, even if you call someone, okay, why don't you support this guy marrying this lady? They just be like, oh, the lady is older than me, man.
Okay, so in essence, you're doing it for the people and not for yourself?
No, I'm trying to tell you that it is not that it's something that is wrong, but the society have made it in a way
that it seems wrong. It looks wrong.
It might not even look wrong. It might not be someone that cares what people say or not. But most people, society have structured you to prefer someone that is young.
Okay, so guys, I think they are dwelling on females who maybe come over, who are done with school back at home and then come over here. So now, what about the females who, they are young, they still live here, they grew up here, they are Nigerians originally, and that fact is already there, so it's a plus. and they schooled here, grew up here, and they are just the perfect age you want. So what is wrong? They are still Nigerian ladies. It mustn't be people that come over here for work or something. It could still be people that grew up here, people that have been here for a while,
or
and
come for schooling.
or come for schooling, and are just in the normal age you would like. So what is wrong with those people? Because it's not just the older ladies that are here. I've seen a couple of young females too.
Yeah.
So
Well, as I said earlier, personally, I don't mind if I see what I want in a woman, yeah, and just about being compatible,
yeah,
sharing same values, same belief, yeah, I don't mind, getting
getting married
along
to.
with her,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah. Personally, I don't mind,
okay,
yeah, but we're just looking at it from the general
Perspective of
perspective
white
of
people.
what, yeah.
mm-hmm,
So you know,
yeah,
I think it's more of an individual, choice,
preference. Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
So it's talking
Now
about the
the
older.
question is
Mm,
why why is it that wave of preference to go home
okay. First of all, before you talk about why for other people, what do you think?
about
Would
myself?
you, yes, yourself, would you prefer, would you not mind, or do you mind?
Well, if I'm not married, to be honest with you, I I think I'm just going to be honest on this.
yeah.
There are high possibilities that will take towards going home to marry. The reason
And why is
is
that?
like it's based on individual differences.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm someone that likes to build relationship
Okay.
and then know the person I'm approaching much better. And then I mean, we all understand ourselves better.
Mhm.
I am not someone that will just be passing, then I see a girl and I'll just like bump into her and start
But
talking
you
things.
keep talking about what's it called? Getting to know somebody better. You prefer to like know the person full time and all. But you forget that we're asking if you were
So there's something
single
we call
and
background. There's something we call background check.
Yeah.
Even if you meet a girl here in the UK,
uh
she's nice, fine, beautiful, and meets your career and
yeah.
everything you want. You don't have much information about her except what you're seeing. So you're just
You
like,
can get to
no,
her father
I'm
or
coming. You're just like someone that is on top of a tree, but you don't know what
It's
the tree went
currently,
through
yeah.
to grow up. But if I call one of my friends in Nigeria, be like, please, is there any decent girl in your contacts or something? I go on social media and I have a girl I'm looking at. I can easily go through her friends and look out for someone that I know, or
that
even
knows her background.
and then or even if I don't even know her at all, trust me, in less than 1 week,
You can have a
I'll
You've
reasonable
gotten
information
somebody that
about.
that will tell me something about
about her
maybe her
background,
past,
Mm,
the
her family.
not necessarily family, her
So
past in person,
okay, so when you mean background, you mean the person's past, like just
yes,
specifically on the
just
person and not the family.
specifically on the person.
Yeah, so you can always do that here too.
how
So
can
how
you
do you
do
get
that?
that? If I approach, yes, how do
Don't
you?
attack me.
No, just tell us.
No,
No,
hold
I
on.
think you've got some audience listening. So just
Yeah.
No,
tell
the
us.
thing is,
Maybe
Yeah.
we could learn, and then
okay,
people will
okay.
start.
How I
Yeah.
think you can know that you talked
Yeah,
about social media, right?
yeah.
Of course, you'll be on social media. You
Yeah.
could know her friend from social media, and she could also have siblings, or you could maybe look out for. Don't kill
Okay.
me.
And
That is what
no,
you.
no, and the person is telling you that, oh, from the best I know, this girl, she's been very nice,
Mm-hmm.
but I think she left the country about 2 years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
since then I don't know anything about her. So how
What
do
about the
you,
ones that grew up here?
the ones that grew up here,
Yes.
Born and brought up there.
Mm-hmm.
they should find the ones that grew up here.
Oh my god, guys!
Well,
So
I
it's
think
actually
I think
true that
yeah. I think those
Yeah.
ones
they
that
should find the ones that grew
No,
up here.
no, that's it.
Seriously.
No, don't worry, that's it. That's it.
yeah, I think those ones that are born and brought up there, and but they are still Nigerians. I don't mind marrying them too if they've got the same
Yeah, you keep saying, you keep
yeah,
repeating the same.
yeah,
You
values I
okay?
have. Yeah, but I know a lot of people cannot do
So you do not mind about the background or the
that.
past. You do not really care about that since you are willing to take up any girl as far as she suits your taste and all.
What do you mean by her background?
No,
Like
like
her
he
past,
said,
her
he talks
previous
about
life, like
not settling for someone here because he would like to know more about her past, her background, and stuff. So you now knowing that there is limitation sort of for someone that grew up here, having that knowledge or that circle of friends that you can be able to talk with, and they'll provide your answers, provide solutions or stuff. So you don't mind getting to know like her past or background or just those basic checks.
Well, I personally I don't think I do. Yeah, because I'm just going for who the person is.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And you
don't.
think the past doesn't matter?
Well,
Because I don't think someone is something. I think the past makes you who you are today.
yeah,
It
of
But
course,
contributes a lot.
of course.
but the past is also in the past.
Yeah, if the person have changed,
Someone
that's perfectly fine. But how do you establish that?
Well,
you go explain Taya.
I don't yeah.
this person is your friend. You understand?
Yeah.
And I believe for you to have made that decision of settling down with this person for the rest of your life, you must have got this level of trust where that person is. Trust comes with sincerity. Yeah, she's a very sincere person. She must have told you a lot about her past. You understand?
Exactly.
And you just have to believe
I
it.
think there's a clause that if she
So
is a very
Yeah. Of
yeah,
course, if she's not a sincere person, I can't,
how would
have
you
that.
know if she's sincere?
Well, of course, if you're dating someone, you should know more about that person. Yeah. You should know
see,
more
I
about that
think
You
person.
know what they
I
tell
think
you,
there's something
don't you
I
think?
think there's
You
something
only know
we
what
need
they
to
tell
be
you.
honest
Yeah.
about here.
So how do you
If
know when the person
if
is sincere?
a girl, or for instance a guy, because I think we're making this girl thing. Another part is, are the ladies in the UK willing to marry guys that are just moving into the UK and still struggling to settle down?
I do
Let's
not think
Because
I
there
do
are
not think
possibilities
so.
that a lot of guys have tried and failed. And then
Yeah.
when the next guy wants to try, the guy will be like,
Don't do
Don't
that.
do that.
go come
No.
back now, we'll see how it will be.
Yeah.
Because you have tried.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
instance, the girls that are the ladies that are born raised here,
Mm.
they are Nigerians, yes, but they are more of British than Nigerian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The culture, this is the culture they know.
Mm.
So if you're approaching them, you're not approaching them with that Nigerian guy vibe of mentality that
Yeah. You have
you,
to act like
you have to
the
approach them
guys
the
they've been
same
seeing
way
here.
you're going to approach a British girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, for instance, the person growing up here, there are high percentage that the person is already or going to make some friends or go into a relationship.
Yeah.
Almost immediately she's turning 18 or 20,
Yeah.
which at that stage you might be very, very careful approaching her so that you don't approach a minor or something like that. And then when you're going to come in to maybe express yourself, the person is already in a deep connection or relationship with a British guy. I mean, not going to leave the guy because you're a Nigerian. And also, when you are approaching her as well, of course, most people that are born here have some advantage over people that are just moving in. So they are citizens, they do things at their own pace and things like that. But you've got a COS, you have to fulfill some agreement, contract, and everything. So you might not necessarily have her time the way she would
Want you to?
want you to.
Okay.
But if another guy that is raised here as well, that already have citizenship or that is just here,
Yeah.
they have that time. They do things the time they want to do
Yes,
it.
of
They
course.
plan further and things like
Yeah.
that. And also, when you're approaching them, if you don't approach them in that standard that the person will be seeing you as equal,
Yeah.
then the person might not give you a listening ear
Yeah.
because, sorry to say, but may be considered as somebody looking for papers. Because approaching a girl that's been born and brought up here is the same thing as approaching a British girl, which people will look at. Not people, the person you're approaching might look at it that, oh,
You're looking for
he's just
papers.
looking for my, and things like that.
Okay.
So,
Well, lots of ladies don't think like that, Yeah, a lot of British ladies, but I've had a lot of conversation with them, yeah, about that. So I think when they like a guy, they just
They just like a
like the
guy.
person
Yeah.
for who the person is, and yeah, they are not just thinking
The
about.
more of yeah.
see, you're a professional, and most of the people you're going to be meeting within a professional setting.
Why do you think that?
Why I think that is that I know that the conversation he must have been having most would be with people in a professional setting. But come out of that place, approach a British lady in the street. Before you would approach 3 or 4, someone will call the police on you. Because
No, I don't believe that.
Well,
I
I
don't.
agree with him.
you're
I
not
agree
just going
with
to be
him.
stopping
Yeah.
any girl you see. And number one thing
Yeah,
is,
you can't just stop
if you're
anybody.
not, there's something I noticed some months ago.
Yeah.
If you haven't been here for a long time, you find it very difficult to differentiate between a
Stalking.
minor and an older lady.
Yeah, we haven't got the same body structure. Yeah.
Body structure.
Yeah.
So you might be looking at a girl, and that's why some people fall victim sometimes. Might be looking at her appearance, even her makeup, and you're just like, this girl must be like 28.
And she's just 14.
And she just 14.
Yeah.
And then you might be looking at another lady that have got this good appearance, and you say, no, this lady must be like 25. And then she's telling you that she just had a 40 years birthday. So
Yeah.
it's going to take you a
Just a
while to
mix
be
up,
able.
yeah.
But for instance, if it is like maybe in Nigeria now, if you see 30 girls, you can guess an age bracket of
At least 25.
25 correctly.
Yeah.
But here in the UK, if you see 30 ladies, you're going to guess 25 wrong.
Most probably.
Most probably. And so people are just being careful.
Yeah.
People are just being careful.
So
You
it
know,
all boils down to being careful, as in being scared of the females here, whether British or Nigerian, whatever the race. Actually, they're
not
just
scared, being
they're just
careful.
okay. They're just being careful. So they'll rather stick to what they know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Because
So, but you never really got to answer the question.
Which
Do
is-
you prefer to go back home for a wife, or you do not mind finding someone here and settling down if you were single?
Okay, if I were single, I
Mhm.
think that question is subject to time. If I'm someone that is looking forward to marry in the next 2 years,
Yeah.
I can look out for a lady. If I see a lady that suits what I'm hoping for, and then she think I'm also okay for her,
Yeah.
I'll be happy to. I don't mind. But if I'm someone that is looking forward to, because once you come to the UK as a single guy, there's this loneliness that hits you within the first few months,
Yeah.
and then you might be looking forward to marry like in the next 6 months. You might not be able to have that.
What do you mean by loneliness that hits you and make
Okay,
you look
okay.
forward
So
to
when
it?
I'm married when I came here, but I came here first, and I was here for some months. I wouldn't say the loneliness was more of looking for a partner or something, but there's that loneliness that you wake up in the morning,
It's
you go
just
to
you.
work, you
Nobody to
come back,
talk to.
it's just you. You hardly even see someone that you think you can talk to, depending on where you're working. So within your first,
Even just maybe going through your streets, a normal Nigerian, you see like, what's up?
yeah.
But you
So
do not
within your
really
first
get
three,
to
4 months,
exchange certain traits,
the only
sorry.
people you're talking to are people that you knew before coming to the.
Don't you think that why you say that within your first few months of arriving UK, maybe the challenges you encountered was because you already married in Nigeria and you're used to this partnership of a thing. How about the single guys that just came up? They've been single in Nigeria,
And they're single, yeah.
And
and
that's
they are single.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you think that person is going to pass through the
Yes.
same
Yes.
Process.
Yes.
yeah,
I've got a couple of friends and they do complain the same thing.
yeah,
You are in Nigeria. This is where you're born. This might not be the city you were born, but this is where you've lived for a while.
yeah.
You've got to know the environment. You're familiar with the culture and
And
lifestyle.
it doesn't
And
necessarily have to do with a female,
a
yeah.
female or a guy. But
Yeah.
here you are completely in a different environment, different culture, different setting. So in Nigeria, you can come back from work. If you feel like you're bored, just step out of the street, walk 2 posts around. You will see a shop where they are watching football or something, and you just
But
jump
there are
in.
shops here too where you can
Now,
watch football.
those shops, when you get into this shop, how many people are there? What are they doing? Everybody's on their bottle or with their friend watching. You can't just come in and intrude and say, "Oh, you are so person I want to
You
mingle
don't have to
with you."
introduce yourself. It is
So
just like
what do you do?
just like a
Everybody's on his
bar, like a
table.
regular bar.
When you get into
You could
that bar,
get your
what do you
own
do?
drink and
You
sit
can still
down.
be in that bar and you're lonely because your mind is not there.
Yeah, but you're watching some
Bro,
football, so it takes away for that
no,
moment. Don't you think?
you just changed an environment. Trust me, if you take a British person to Nigeria, you will feel the same way.
I think this loneliness, you're not just being honest in
Okay.
what you mean by this loneliness. Yeah, I need
Why?
you to just be very honest about
Okay.
this loneliness of the thing, because I'm going to give you an instance. While in Nigeria, I Nigeria is a multicultural country.
Mm.
So I was born and brought up in a particular culture where I've spent almost of my life, schooling and all of that.
Mm.
But when I got my first job, I got that job in an entirely different state in Nigeria. I don't know anyone there. They got quite different culture. In fact, I couldn't even understand their language. You understand? But I went there. I had no friends there. You understand? And I was lonely, but it never occurred to me to get married just because I was
Okay.
lonely.
Can I ask you one
What
question?
was that?
Um, when you moved to that new environment in Nigeria, how long did it take you to make your first friends?
Familiarize yourself.
To make your first friend or familiarize yourself outside your work setting?
Well, it was very difficult there. In fact, yeah, to be honest, I just because in that particular state, most people don't understand English. You
Okay.
understand? So the
So you're
only
talking
friends,
about it,
the only friends I
okay.
had then was people I meet in my workplace.
No,
Mm-hmm.
remember this instance now, you're now having another barrier, which is a language barrier.
Yeah,
But here you understand English and everybody understands English. How long did it take you to make your first friend outside your work setting?
you mean back then in
You
Nigeria
know, here
or?
in the
No,
UK.
here, okay.
Here
Are you
that
when you came here in the UK,
Mhm.
were you were not depressed somewhat, or you were not lonely? You just adapted quickly. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I wasn't depressed, to be honest. Yeah,
But were
I
you lonely?
you know I wasn't lonely. Yeah,
Okay.
but I was alone. There's difference between being lonely and being alone.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't lonely, but I was alone. Yeah, loneliness is a kind of when you're comes with
no,
depression
I
and
think
Okay, so in this
no, I
case,
think
it's most likely that you're used to being on your own. Let's just put it that way.
no. Let me ask you a question now.
yeah.
This question I think might come. It might be like three questions. Now, when you got your first job, possibly you just graduated. Of
Yeah.
course, you shouldn't be thinking about marriage. But for you to have pulled through and then worked in Nigeria, got the experience, and you moved to the UK, possibly the next thing that is in most guys' mind once they move to the UK is settling down and building a
You
family.
can't just say 100%.
I said most guys, at least
Well,
from the few guys I know,
okay.
and from the few friends I have,
Yeah.
once they move in and settle down, they will
Marriage
look
starts to
forward.
kick in.
Marriage starts to kick in,
Yeah.
and someone will tell you, "Oh, guy, okay." Now the question. Let me just go straight to the question. If you have a guy that is in Nigeria planning to come to the UK,
Yeah.
have got a girl, and possibly they are okay marrying each other, but it's not like the guy is in a rush to get married or something like that, but he's coming to the UK
Mhm.
and he just called you and said, okay, I will need advice on this. I've got a girl that I'm okay to marry. We are working together for a while and it's been going very well. But I'm thinking of coming to the UK first and settle down before coming back to marry, or marrying and coming to the UK, settle down before she joins me. Which one will I advise? Will I advise him to marry before coming, or come, settle down, and go home? And
Okay.
Well, yeah, to be honest, I will advise the person to, if he can, to marry before
now,
coming
the
over.
second question is, now the person said, why do you think this is the best decision for me? From your experience and someone that's been in the UK for a couple of years, what will you give him as the reason why you think he should marry before
Well, just because of the nature of work here and how the system is, how the system operates, you understand? Yeah, it's good to have your partner there, you understand? Yeah, and you know, I have to be honest to the guy because coming to a new country like this, you know, you might not have the plan of going back home in the next 1 year. You understand? So it might be very difficult for the guy to go back
But
home to
remember, I
get
said the guy
married.
is not really in a rush to get married, but because he's leaving the country, he's considering the option of getting married, and he was okay coming here and going home to get married.
Yeah, if
Now,
okay.
remember, this system here is really, really transparent. Anybody that is not going home might be because of he's considering the expenses or other financial
Yeah.
things, not about time. You will always have your leave annually, which you can pull up together.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody traveling back to
Get home to marry, yeah. Get
yeah,
married.
so somebody going home to Nigeria, to go traveling home,
Yeah.
most of the times you don't even spend up to a week at home. So the question is, why will you advise the person to get married? Before
Okay.
Just because of the time frame there, like you said, you understand.
What
So
time frame? Because he's not in a rush.
well, if he says he's not in a rush and he thinks that the girlfriend, will still be there for him,
yeah,
of course, I would not advise him to get married if he doesn't want to.
no, he is okay with both
He's
options.
open to the
You are
options.
his
He
only hope
just needs an
to
advice
advise him
to know
as
the
someone
best
that got
choice.
Nigerian experience and
Mhm.
UK experience,
Mhm.
and is now asking you what is the reason why you think I should get married.
Well, as a single guy, I might tell him that no, I don't see any reason there. You can just leave it and later you go back to marry. But you as a married person, you're going to speak from your own experience as a married person.
Okay, so
Of course, I know that most married people will advise him to marry before coming over. But as a single guy like me, I'll tell him that, well, if you're not ready to marry, you can come over, and then when you're ready, when you feel like marrying, you can go back and
no,
marry
you're
here.
still putting this in your answer subject to being ready and not being ready. This guy have got the financial and every is okay. He just wants you to say, this is the reason why I think you should
It
get
is
married.
better this way.
It's better this way.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you this. I've got like at least not loads of friends, but a couple of friends here in the
Yeah.
UK that are single. And most of them,
Yeah.
once they settle down, not even settling down, 3 months into the UK, the person is already telling you that because I would want to just get married and move on.
Why?
And now,
Have you
this,
bothered to ask them
yes,
why? Okay.
the way this environment is structured, if you're not careful enough, you find yourself doing two things, which
What?
is work, sleep, work, sleep. Now, most of the times here in the UK, you spend it indoor. If you're not at work, most of your time you're going to spend it indoor, except you just want to walk around. You're not going to walk around forever. So as you walk around 30 minutes an hour, go for a dinner or anything, and you're back indoor. If you're someone that is of that age to get married, once you're done, okay, on your off day, you've got a day off or you've got the whole weekend off, and you're just there in the house. Do you know that sometimes you cook and then you find it difficult to eat your own food?
It all depends on the kind of person you are.
It's not about it's not about the
It
person.
gets it gets to a point where it just
The
gets to you,
environment
right?
is not the same. You're in your house. If you're not playing music, you can stay in your house 30 minutes, you have not heard any voice.
Do you know that there are certain kind of people, even as single guys in Nigeria, they love this this kind of quiet life. So them just being alone, like yeah, I got to know a girl in my city. So she's a Nigerian. She came over here as a student, but now she's working. So back then in Nigeria, she lived this kind of solitary life, just her alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that being her lifestyle, she's now enjoying it more
Yeah,
here
because she's
because
used to that.
she's used to that back then in Nigeria. So
Yeah.
she's now enjoying it even more here because she has no one to disturb her.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
there are
no,
people who actually really like to be on their own.
yeah. So she's just okay with that. So for the fact that you are this kind of
People like me.
people that cruise
Do you know
around,
that?
you're gonna find it difficult when you
Do
come
you know that
here.
when you talk about solitary life in Nigeria,
Yeah.
you don't even if you don't maybe you're rich enough or something, at least above middle class, you don't even have it. Because, for instance, if you're living in a house
It's
like
just low
six,
key because there's no
yes,
money.
if you're looking in a no, 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 not what I mean. If you're living in a house that has like 6 flats,
Okay.
at every time you can be in your room feeling like you're just alone, but you're hearing more than
External noises,
external.
yeah.
You're hearing different music. You're hearing this one hitting over there.
Well,
Yeah. Someone,
But here,
it
it's
but
depends.
here,
quiet.
when you're
When
in
it
a
goes
house,
quiet, it goes
when you
quiet.
make your noise, is your noise.
Well,
And it goes quiet,
I get it.
it goes quiet. And sometimes, for instance, if we can just say 2 minutes silence here in this room, it goes absolutely quiet.
But you're talking about, are you talking about the ghetto?
No, I'm saying
yeah, exactly what I wanted to say.
no. Even hearing the music from another building
Yeah,
that had a fence, like not the same compound.
yeah.
If I'm in my room
And you
now,
like that?
no, I'm trying to tell you that
It makes
if
you
I'm in
feel
my
alive.
room and I'm feeling like I'm alone, I'm alone, true, but I'm hearing some external
But
noise
you can see
that
that you're
makes
in the
me feel like
world.
people are still around me,
Yeah.
and I'm still.
Yeah.
I think I understand where you're coming from.
So no matter, you can be a very quiet person that can be alone in Nigeria, but when
Yeah.
you come here, it hits you so different that you start imagining if you're actually quiet in Nigeria
Yeah.
or the environment was lively enough.
So guys, you've heard from the both perspectives, and I don't know how I feel about that. But for me, I think it's just mentality, if I'm to say so, because I think you just let the mentality of relocation affect you in a way. Some people do not have the time to think about, I'm in Nigeria, I'm not in Nigeria. Some people just see it as they're just living their lives and just moving around the world, and so I think that way it makes it easier not to affect you in terms of loneliness. About the topic we are here for today, I'll just let each of them summarize, and
So
yeah.
personally, I am a very open-minded person. I don't mind, marrying anyone in UK, whether you're Nigerian, whether you're not. I don't mind. So um, that's it.
So
Yeah.
basically, what he's saying is, if you're out there and you feel he's okay, you think he's cute, just send me a DM and I'll send it back to him.
Having said that, I will have a high possibility of going home to get married. I will also advise the single guys out there to consider marrying guests in the UK as well.
Are you advising me?
Of course,
Exactly.
you already. My perspective is just something personal to me, but I think marrying from both ends is quite okay. Try it out, but I will also tell you just be careful trying it
Okay, guys, do you have anything to say to him, or
Well,
that's all
no,
right?
no, no. I've got my own perspective about that.
Yeah,
So
of course.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't have anything to say about that now.
Okay, guys, you guys have heard it all. I hope you found this video interesting and informative as I did. And if you did, please do not forget to give me a like, comment, share, and please subscribe. And that's it for this video. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Until then, stay blessed, guys.
out.
Bye.
Bye.